Hey everybody, I'm Leonard and I want to welcome you to the Crypto Project.
And I am Hans.
We're so glad you're here. If you like crypto or you're just a little crypto curious and you're looking to, you know, find financial freedom for you and those around you, you've come to the right place. Tonight we're looking at a market, as you can see from this chart, that is pumping. And we have a couple of just beautiful little gems that we want to share with you towards the end of the show. So you're really going to want to stick around for that.
Yeah, I look at the green. The biggest circles maybe I've ever seen. Cadena and Loop Ring, KDA, LRC. You see them there on the screen. I did do a little bit digging, trying to figure out what is going on. Why are these guys pumping so much? Cadena, we're going to have to do a deep dive on this one coming up here soon. Super
Absolutely.
exciting. They're claiming they can do up to 480,000 transactions per second.
Wow.
And so they've been releasing a bunch of news, Immutable Records, a partnership with them, trying to launch an NFT marketplace. And from what I was looking into, it's the only sharded and scalable layer one proof of work network that's successfully working. So this is kind of like Bitcoin, but better. And
Wow.
then they're stanking. Well, it is a stanky coin. But they're staking open back up on Coin Metro, and so that's kind of part of the reason why KDA is pumping. And then Loop Ring is pumping because, from what I could tell, there was a hint or a leak on GitHub where it looks like they might be partnering with GameStop with an NFT marketplace.
Wow.
And so GME, everyone's probably heard the buzz on that one. That would be huge.
That's crazy. I mean, looking at some of the, I guess, the layer down, and really, I say kind of Sand and even Soul, Engine, Chili's, they're all kind of in the gaming slash metaverse space. And obviously, we just can't hear enough about that. I know Engine they just picked up um, another deal. So they're what's going on is just the metaverse and the gaming categories are really starting to take off in a huge way. I just love looking at all the green bubbles personally.
Yeah, I mean, I just put it on like a TV and then I go to sleep and just like kind of manifest it, you know? That's how I'm going about
This
it.
is kind of what my dreams look like at times. So it's beautiful. Let's look at the market cap real quick. Um, People, we are looking at a new all-time high, and I think we're going to say this a whole bunch over the coming days, weeks, months. We're up for total market cap for crypto is up at 2.81 trillion dollars. We're approaching $3 trillion really quickly. Total DeFi market cap at 176 billion. Crypto versus DeFi. Here's total market cap excluding Bitcoin, and this is at 1.58. So really about 50% approximately is everything else, and then 50% is Bitcoin. Um, just going down to the bottom here, total market cap for really what's important here probably mostly is Ethereum, and if Ethereum's down right now to 43.76. What's kind of incredible is Ethereum is starting to lose market share to some of these little munchers that are coming in and grabbing a piece of their action, and it's significant. It's
Yeah.
actually becoming significant.
Yeah, I think a big part of that is retail getting in here, and Ethereum is unusable for the little guy at times. Gas fees are way too high. We've had people texting us, "How do I get Floki? I see it on Uniswap, but I have to pay $200 in gas just to do a transaction."
Right.
Sure, that's fine when you're using size, but when you're trying to buy $300 of Floki, it's not feasible.
No, I had someone call me just the other day and said, I want to buy $250 worth of Floki. Is it right that I'm paying over $200 in gas? I'm like, no, stop right now.
Yeah,
And that's why we did a video, just to kind of help people get around Uniswap and jump on the panic pancake swap.
for
So why
sure.
don't you jump into this article here?
Yeah, so I kind of primed it up there with the gaming plug, but Solana Ventures, Lightspeed, Venture Partners, and FTX are all kind of going in on $100 million gaming fund together. This is on top
Nuts.
of, I think Lightspeed has already put in a $300 million, I believe, is what the article kind of called out, already invested into gaming and crypto companies. And so this is just really to show you guys, one, kind of reinforce like crypto gaming is coming. And I think if you are watching content about that space, a lot of people are hypothesizing that the top is, you're way early to this one. This is like getting in Bitcoin in 2011. This is, you're at the very beginning of what this is going to become. And so that's encouraging, but track this, see what these guys invest in, see what projects they get involved in. These are big hitters in the space. And this could be a little bit of free alpha if you can kind of figure out where they're headed. You can kind of mirror that and at least take a look at whatever they're looking at.
Yeah, amazing. I mean, along the same lines, we've got just altcoins exploding and really in the play to earn space, which is exactly what you're talking about, gaming. And just run through four of these. Yushi, which personally I don't know much about Yushi, but it pumped 619% this a week ago. And then Mana, obviously that's been just destroying things to Decentraland. It's gone up 448% in 7 days, which it's hard to really wrap your head around these kinds of gains. You look at legacy investing, and they're really excited when they get 10% in a year. We're talking 4, 5, up here 600% in a week.
Yeah.
Starlink, again, we did. Can't think of what we did. we did a video on kind of this whole ecosystem with back part of the Solana group back now probably a month ago. But again, really pumping. I think right now Star Atlas is the number 3 gaming coin out there. Sandbox, again, another, this is more of a metaverse play, but another 232%. So what's crazy is just this week they did a Hong Kong based raise, investment round, and raised another basically $100 million. The money that is pumping into this space is incredible, and really not unlike what Hans just said. We really want to be looking at some of these coins, some of these spaces, and how is it that we can look at what the big players are doing, but then in those ecosystems start going down the layers, and where are the gems, where are the hidden gems, where we can start looking for some of the gains of at least in this article, from 200 to 600%.
Yeah, and I mean, we're going to get into Solana a little bit more here later on in this video, all-time high. But Solana, if you have been under a rock this last week, flipped Cardano in terms of market cap. So it's now currently sitting at 5th. I'm looking at it right behind Tether, and Binance Coin is at 3, ETH is at 2, Bitcoin 1. And Phantom, which is their kind of the MetaMask of Solana, if you will, has now hit 1 million active users. And so if for just comparisons, MetaMask has like roughly 10 million users per month is what they have. And so really this is just showing the traction Solana is getting. They're getting a ton of users on their network. Really the NFT space on Solana has absolutely blown up. I think they have had like $500 million in volume alone on just NFTs. Not to mention DeFi. I think Phantom is incredibly user friendly. And so I think this is just really exciting news for Solana and kind of validates that new ranking in the market cap. So
Yeah, absolutely. Just this next story is about Bitcoin and its soft fork, just days away with Taproot, and I think this is actually a lot bigger than really what we're seeing in a lot of the content creators around kind of the crypto space. But it aims to improve really three things: privacy, efficiency, and smart contracts capability. So really, Bitcoin hasn't taken an upgrade since August of 2017. So this is huge. I mean, it's been a number of years, at least 5 years, since they've upgraded the whole system. So this is something that's really, I think, really important, and it's going to alter kind of the Bitcoin space. The Taproot upgrade was set for deployment after achieving a 90% consensus among the Bitcoin miners. So huge consensus. The whole Bitcoin space, the miners were behind this 100% or 90% anyway. And there's a couple different things that are going to be introduced. One is this Merkleized abstract syntax tree. Easy for you to say, MAST for short, which really introduces a condition that allows the sender and receiver to sign off on a settlement transaction together. So again, what we're doing is looking at kind of a smart contract reality. Schnorr's signature. Again, here's kind of the essence of it. I believe this construction will allow the largest possible anonymity set for fixed party smart contracts by making them look like the simplest possible payments. And again, some of this is deep and more than really most of us need or want to understand. But just to end this, at the end of this article, it says just last month, the Bitcoin network's daily settlement value hit an all-time high after settling $31 billion worth of on-chain transactions.
yeah,
31 billion in a day. That's more than your big banks do by far. Bitcoin isn't going anywhere.
Yeah.
Bitcoin is here to stay. I guess really what I want to pull out of this is just real things, three things: privacy, efficiency, and smart contracts are coming to Bitcoin, and they're going to be native on the platform. So it's some exciting stuff.
Yeah. One other thing on that one. One, I think this might be the news that can trigger us to kind of go set new all-time highs again, kind of reinforce that bull run narrative. Plan B was kind of predicting a 98K Bitcoin by the end of November. Taproot could be the news that gets us there. And then smart contracts, you already touched on it, but smart contracts is going to be required for Bitcoin to be adopted at like a government nationwide scale. Those are going to be needed for e-commerce across the world to happen and really adopt Bitcoin on a broad scale. So this one right here is just a little bit of alpha we wanted to give you guys. You might not have been aware. If you own OMG, which is a token, you will be eligible for a BOBA airdrop. And this airdrop is a 1-to-1. So if you have 1,000 OMG or 10 OMG, you will get 10 BOBA or 1,000 BOBA. They are taking a snapshot in just under, you can see the countdown right there, but just under 4 days. So the snapshot is happening on November 12th. And basically they're going to do it and you're eligible. So in order to be eligible, you have to do one of three things. One, bridge your OMG to BOBA, the network itself, and then you'll get it right away. You can bridge it after the snapshot is taken as long as you own it and it's in your wallet. Great. But you then have a little bit of a lockup. It's like 30 days before you're eligible to sell it or anything. Or you can just hold it on eligible exchanges. Big call out, any of the US exchanges are not eligible for this. Like FTX US, Binance US, not eligible. The non-US versions are, and it'll be done. You'll have to check specifically with your exchange on how it's going to be done. But a lot of time these airdrops can go unnoticed. Not really clear how to get a part of it. So I don't own OMG, but I probably am going to go get a bag here in the next 4 days so I can be eligible for this airdrop. Who doesn't like free money? So
That's awesome. we're probably going to be talking a lot about Polkachain, Polkachain, Polkadot, and
Parachain. We can get through this together, Leonard.
Parachain
Hold my hand, please.
auction. Thank you. You're so kind. But we've got some auctions coming up at launch. Polkadot can support up to 100 parachains, which are auctioned off to the highest bidder using the Polkadot token. So just in part, what's going to be happening is they're going to be auctioning off these projects, and so projects are going to looking for 10 slots in the Polkadot atmosphere or ecosystem for funding via these crowd loans enabled by the auction. So what you do before the auction, you kind of bid or say, I believe in this project. You put money down, and then if they win the auction, then that money is enabled. That enabled money then is held for a period of time, and I think it depends. But as it's held, it's also earning money, and then at the end of kind of their launch time, you get a payout or a payback. So some of this is going to be huge. There's a lot to this, and so this is going to be very, very important. We're going to do a deep dive on some of this, so I'm not going to take a lot of time right now to go through it. We're going to put down in the description the article, so this is something you can go back and read. But really, this is going to be just mid-October. Gavin Wood announced a Polkadot treasury consisting of 18 million dot, which is just over $1 billion, to kind of begin to build out this ecosystem for the parachains. Not only that, but then you have all this investment money coming in. I just think this is one of the biggest thing that's going to be happening in the next, I would say in the next, for sure, this is going to happen November 11th, but really in the next month, this is going to take the big part of the narrative.
Yeah, and there's multiple auctions in a row, so this is going to be an ongoing thing for sure.
Yep. Woo! Take it and run.
Take it and run. We really wanted to. Everyone shares news articles in a lot of the content here on YouTube, and I think one thing we could do better at is share the news, but here's some actionable things from that news. How does that actually apply to you and your portfolio? And so for mine, out of the articles I shared, pretty self-explanatory, but go out, get your OMG if you want, or if you already own OMG, make sure you're educated on how to be eligible for this airdrop. This is free money. You don't have to give up your OMG. You don't have to stake it anywhere. There's literally no requirement other than transfer it to the network, claim it. You can transfer it right back if you want. And so these airdrops. I mean, I'm sure all of you guys have been in the space for a little bit. These are the ones where it's like, oh yeah, my airdrops are now worth 10 grand. It can climb up pretty quick. So make sure you guys are aware. We'll put all of the links to all this stuff down in the description.
Yeah. And I've just talked about it, but the Polkadot Parachain auction, really, this is going to be key to get in and figure out best you can. There's going to be 10 slots initially, and like Hans said, this is going to be an ongoing process. But if you can kind of identify what are some of these 10, or what are these 10, do you want to put money into the project, lock it up for a little while, or do you want to kind of look and see, do I buy a coin related to that? And I just believe that this is going to be a time for not only Polkadot as an ecosystem to pump, but if you can identify these individual coins, you are going to have some multi X's as you kind of roll forward.
And then we're also kicking off a new segment for these weekly shows. We want to bring you guys helpful resources. What tools can you guys use to uncover those gems or be better portfolio managers or better traders, whatever it might be. And so we're going to just bring you one new resource every week. Not not too overwhelming or anything, but this first one we want to bring you guys is the Crypto Fear and Greed Index. This is just a really good index that gives you the general market sentiment. And so the TLDR is when it's in the green, that means the market's getting overly greedy. People are just trying to think gains are unlimited. That might be a good time to at least take some profits. That means the market's getting pretty hot, pretty heated, and we might be due for a little bit of a cool off. So it might be a good indication to maybe take a little bit of profits. And also, if you're sitting there and you're just like, hey, I want to ape in with the rest of my bankroll, check the fear and greed index. It might be an indicator of maybe you're playing into your emotions. You want to buy when we're all the way on the other side in the fear stage, because that's when people have exited their positions. It's when they're all scared. Those are when your best buying opportunities are. Once again, this isn't a hard and fast rule, but this is just a general tool you guys can start to use when you guys are evaluating your decisions.
Yeah, great, great. Just quick index, look at it, and it's is it fear or is it greed, and to what degree is it? Great, really useful little indicator.
Yeah, a
Thanks.
little tip. I like to pull it up in the morning when I first start to like dive into things, just to level set for the day. Oh wow, what is
We
that?
should
That is
probably skip this one, don't you think?
beautiful. Whew.
We are running behind a little bit, so
Okay. I want to say one thing. This is 2 weeks in a row where one of us has called a project that has hit an all-time high. You called Phantom last week. It hit an all-time high during the week you called it. And had the pleasure of calling Solana. Thank you for doing business, sir. And all-time high, baby. Let's go.
hey, I'm excited for all the Solana holders out there. Let's go. Solana, it's just gonna keep on going, and I love it. My friends over at yeah, it ready to pump, but I'm a little premature, it seems.
Yeah,
Oh my
well,
goodness.
bad. All right.
So
Well,
here's where we bring in the rainmaking gem of the week, and kind of tongue in cheek, but not really. We're not just throwing random coins. We're actually doing some research, and we really want to create a benefit for you guys. And obviously, you do your own research. This isn't financial advice, but as you start looking at some of these coins that we're suggesting, they've done very, very, very well. And I would just say, as you see something that kind of perks you, you got that little movement on the inside, you go, woo. I would say go do some research and say maybe this is something I want to get involved with. So winners go first. So I'll let you go, Hans.
yeah, I've really struggled actually on what Rainmaker do I pick. I've thought about going back to Dot. I picked Dot 2 weeks ago. I think I was a week early. Dot did very well this last week, but I have heavily considered going with Cadena. Even though it has already gone up 160%, I think it is severely undervalued relative to what it can accomplish. However, I am going to go back into the abracadabra money, the DeFi land, the spell world, and I'm going to go with ICE from Popsicle Finance. I just think it's a little bit better. Yeah, Ice baby. I think it's a little bit better of a buying opportunity. It's down 10% on the day. On the week, it's pumped incredibly hard, 80%. So, anyways, I think that whole the time, ice, spell, all of those things are getting a ton of traction in just
Crazy.
general crypto spheres. And so I think maybe it's cooled off enough for me to take it and hopefully catch a second run.
Yeah, like you, I actually almost pulled the trigger on Cadena. I think we're a week early. Maybe next week we'll both pull the trigger on that. Who knows? But massively undervalued. I think there's a lot of room, a lot of meat on that bone. But I picked this week a coin called Propy, and essentially it's real estate on the blockchain. They were just awarded the World Economic Forum's Tech Pioneer Award. It's immutable, trustless contracts. Just recently, a guy in Kiev sold an apartment via NFT. So he owns the NFT, which is essentially his contract, and then he can turn that in for the physical property of the apartment. So this is really where I think real estate is headed. This is still ground floor. It has pumped a little bit recently, but there is just a lot of room for this to go. Multi-trillion dollar, I forgot the number off the top of my head, but multi-trillion dollar business in real estate. This is one to watch. You're going to want to be part of this, either short term or long term. This one is going to keep going and going. If it doesn't win this week, this is a winner. And so Propy, the ticker signal is PRO, but great project. Really impressed with them.
All right, let's make sure. We got Propy 365 and ICE. We have 52.55. Lock it in.
And then just kind of right at the end here, just let you know some things that are coming up in the coming days, weeks. Where Phantom Deep Dive, I got in the weeds into Phantom. There's a whole DeFi world over there that it's fascinating, and I'm trying to understand it. So that's coming. Crypto 101 is kind of some videos we're gonna begin to roll out. Just really some beginning videos, some entry level stuff for those of you who are new to this space. Why don't you run through the rest of these?
Yeah, and so I think, where'd you just end? I'm sorry. I'm fumbling the bag here.
I did Phantom and Crypto 101.
Okay. I was like, we just talked about Cadena, and then my mind was playing tricks on me like, oh yeah, we've already hit Cadena. Wait, that's at the end of the list. So anyways, we've kind of already hinted at this a few times. Polkadot Parachain picks. We're going to be doing a deep dive into that process, how to stake your dot and kind of bet on these Parachain auctions. That will be, I think, a really great series. This is, once again, as Leonard said, this is going to be a huge thing in crypto. Just kind of, once again, kind of manifesting it. But our goal here as a channel is to hit that 15,000 subscribers by January. So if you guys are watching this, you're at this point in the video, we would really appreciate it if you would smash that subscribe button, tickle it, whatever you want to do with it. And then also maybe hit that like button as well, if you don't mind. And then the Cadena deep dive, this project is too exciting not to do a deep dive. And so you guys definitely stay on the lookout for that one as well.
Very good. Well, why don't you take us home?
Yeah, let's go. If you guys have made it this far in the video, thank you. We really appreciate it. That helps us out a whole lot. Hopefully you guys have gotten some good insights, some good news, some good picks. Drop a comment down below. Let me know, are you going with ICE, tailing me to maybe start a little hot streak here? Or are you going to go with Propy and Leonard?
Oh.
I like Propy a lot, so I won't be mad either way. I promise. Maybe I will a little bit. So, but get in touch. Drop us a follow on Twitter, Facebook. We really want to build something here for a community that is going to really add value. So with that, we thank you.
Be blessed.